The train pulls into the station. A few more of the warehouse workers show up, pull the crate out of the train car, and move it deeper into the facility. The person that seems to be in charge kind of stands there and goes, "So we heard from Aegis that you had a bit of difficulties getting it, well, not getting it here, but making sure it stays within the car."
Yeah, a bunch of killer robots tried to kill us, and probably take it, if it seems they were...
Best to keep this to yourselves for now. I'm pretty sure you're at least somewhat aware of what's going on in the city. With it having to do with those portals, right?
A bit more than most, yes.
Bobs and ends.
Yeah.
Well, we hope to keep most of the public with bobs and ends, as it were. So, the less you talk about this, honestly, the better. Can I count on you guys to do that?
Sure, but, how come? Wouldn't it be safer to notify the populace to stay away from these portals so that their risk of being in danger is minimized?
I mean, we've already taken that precaution. That's why why Aegis has camps around them. It keeps people away. But we're talking more the nature of these things, or things that might be coming in and out of them, apparently, now.
All right.
You can count on us.
Yes, you can.
All right. Well, I appreciate all the help that you've given us. Think that was all that Aegis had asked you to do, wasn't it? Was just to watch this?
I'm sure it was transported, yeah.
If that's the case, well then, enjoy the rest of your day. Don't do anything too crazy, though I feel like those words might fall on deaf ears depending on situations.
Oh, well, we're kind of hungry. Do you know of
Actually,
any good food places
Oh, most definitely.
at this station?
This isn't like a traditional train station. This is like literally a train rail hooked up to a research lab. So
Okay.
nothing in this research lab, but if you go out into the city, there are going to be some relatively nice locations depending on, well, your pocketbooks. And he pauses and he goes, "Oh god, I just really used the term pocketbook. I'm getting old." Shakes his head out of it.
Augury wants to figure out if she can trust this guy.
That would be... Here's the mask.
Mundane.
Any,
I don't think so.
No.
Maybe.
I don't believe you have any conditions. So on an 8, you get 1 question.
All right. Well, this is kind of tough actually, because these questions are all potentially really valuable to have answered. Okay, here's one. How could I gain influence over you?
Oof.
Did I choose in?
You chose something that's hard for me to answer. This is... You can tell by his clothes he is a researcher of sorts. His words come across genuine, I will say that. He doesn't seem like the type that is necessarily in it for the betterment of mankind. He gives off the vibe of he is more knowledge for the sake of knowledge.
So I guess the question now is, knowing that, you know what? I think that Augury is going to bide her time. I'm not sure this is the sort of person she would want to reveal the truth to.
Kind of not. So, as stated, it depends on how much money you have on you and what exactly you're in the mood for. I mean, you're in Halcyon City, the greatest city to ever exist. The world is your oyster.
I think I have like... He kind of looks at Eclipse and Augury. He's like, I think I have like $20 still for my stipend this week.
$20 is not going to be enough to feed us all.
Yeah, I can cover it. Just keep your $20, Coriolis. Not in a...
Oh, I was thinking
Putting-
we were all gonna
yeah.
pitch in. I was thinking of...
Yeah.
No way I'm gonna try and buy something nice for you guys with $20. No offense. I mean, it's not that I don't want to, but it's just not
Yeah.
economical.
I guess we could go Dutch. I'm just not particularly in the money at the moment is all.
Then I can handle it, you know? I've got money on me.
Alright. As long as we keep track, of course. I'd hate to be unable to pay you back at some point.
Don't think about paying me back. I mean... You have other stuff to
Maybe
do
you
with.
wouldn't be worried about it, but I would.
Alright. What are we feeling eating?
As this conversation goes on, and you guys decide what to eat, you are moving away from the research lab and into the city proper. It is...
Yes.
Midday, bright, sunny. An all in all, perfect day in what most people would want you to believe is the perfect city.
What about pizza? That's usually something everyone can agree on. Pepperoni and cheese. Everyone will eat it. Some people might grumble about not getting their favorite, but in the end, it won't go to waste.
You hear about that new place that opened up on 54th? There's like sushi pizza. You know, it's like... It's weird. I don't know. It's like seaweed
I don't-
wrapped in with a bunch of ingredients.
know what kind of-
in it. I think it's disgusting.
But you know what? Well, you only live once.
It's kind of far from here. Well, if we want to try it out, I mean, we can, but like...
I mean, I can get us
Yeah,
there, I think.
Yeah, I mean, half the time when we do a good deed, it's because we stumble into some active crime while we're going somewhere else, right? Might as well walk around just in case.
Yeah.
And to make it more authentic for the sushi experience, I'm sure that they go out like, I don't know, anchovies or something. We can just add to the sushi pizza. Do you
Wait,
guys like
is it-
anchovies?
Instead of hot sauce, is it like soy sauce? Or wasabi? You know, the more we talk about, the less appealing it seems.
Maybe we should just go see what the menu is like first.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
I want to check this place out.
Oh. Bob's Sushi Pizza, where your pizza is our sushi. What can I get you today? As you arrive to the front counter, this very portly dude who does not fit the aesthetic of either of those two cuisines stands at the front counter.
I like the naming scheme the menu has. Look, they have something called the Chekhov's Seafood Special.
We put spaghetti on that.
Oh,
Coriolis just kind of gives a bombastic side eye to Augury and
side.
and Eclipse. We're actually keeping quiet for once.
Also,
Just smile and nod, y'all.
if you want, I can make a killer dessert pizza. I don't use marinara sauce. I use yogurt instead.
I think that would literally kill. Yes, that sounds delicious.
So what can I get you guys?
I can get out of here.
He's looking between all three of you, very clearly excited to have some business.
Well, let's at least get the seafood special.
What's the Cali macaroni?
Calamari and macaroni and cheese. With cayenne pepper to spice it up a little bit.
Okay, you know what? That sounds awesome. Maybe we can
we
can split it, Eclipse. How's that sound?
Sure.
Clears your throat.
Take any seat in the joint, it'll be right out.
Thanks a bunch.
Thank you. Hopefully he doesn't come back out. Is this like a fever
he's
dream?
gonna come back. He's gonna give us our food.
Food is a stretch.
Well,
Come on, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Let's
yeah,
give it the benefit of the doubt. You know,
Yeah.
it looks weird, but maybe it's like one of those things where it's like maybe it looks weird, maybe it smells weird, but it tastes awesome.
Okay, either way, I
Sure.
got something important to talk to you two about.
Uh-huh.
You noticed something, remember?
Mm-hmm.
They were resisting our powers.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it reminded me a lot of my own magic. I think that these dimensional portals that have been appearing in Halcyon City might be connected to the world.
Interesting.
Oh.
So what does that
And
mean?
that is worrying, because, what? What do you mean? What did I not explain this to you at some point?
No, I mean just what does that imply?
Yeah, big picture.
Well, as far as I knew, the only people who had my brand of magic that I knew of that are, still alive are me and the author of the Tome of Black Magic I found that set me on this path. So, if these portals are showing up somewhere else, that means there is at least a third person who's found a way to channel the energies of that dimension into batteries so it can be brought out of that world and used in this one, maintain their effectiveness. I can only use my magic for so long because I have to sustain the portals, keeping them open long enough for the matter and the energy to stream through. So it's a limited process and one that has to filter my barrier. But using these batteries, whoever figured this out doesn't need to do that. So they can basically channel as much of that place as they want. And considering the things I've been able to do with my powers,
Consider what? Yeah. If these capabilities are in the wrong hands, then
we have to find out who's doing this and try to put a stop to them.
Well, that's assuming that these batteries do come from. I mean, they have a lot. From what you're saying, it's a lot of similarity in power, of your power.
Yeah.
But we still don't know the origin for 100% certain of where these batteries are coming from. I mean, this is a very strong. All this supports your theory. It's just we just should maybe make.
I guess
sure
there's an easy way to find out.
we go in.
Just is setting up camps just outside the portals, right? We could go ask if we can check one out. If it acts like my powers, then maybe I might be able to interact with one of them. See what's on the other. I might also have something kicking around in my sanctuary that we could use to try and deal with this.
I would also like to bring up at this point, the three of you would be well aware that others have entered these portals. Bronze and Silver Age heroes. They haven't come back. Those that have some sort of bio indicator on them, which is not unheard of. Aegis liking to keep track of certain key assets, as they would probably use the words.
Yeah.
They're all alive. Just, increased heart rate, as if in a constant state of distress of some sort. Not high enough to where, this person's clearly running for their life, but certainly something that indicates an increased level of stress.
I'm gonna be honest, Coriolis. I kind of hope that you're right and this isn't connected to my powers, because if it is, then there's a pretty good chance I might be the only one who can get in there and rescue those other heroes. The doors are there, but unless you can mess with the world beyond the wall, you might not even be able to enter the portals to and fro. So, even though they're alive, they're stuck out there, and probably someone's keeping guard on them.
Well, isn't that a good thing?
I mean, it's a bad thing in the sense that if we want to go rescue them, we'll probably have to fight our way through some guards to do it.
But
yeah, but we're pretty good.
now
at
we know
fighting.
there's potentially a way out for them.
Yeah.
In you.
Potentially. That's assuming we're right, which is why I think we should fact check our information and see if we can go to one of Aegis's camps and learn more about this thing.
Sure.
Bob, or who you assume is Bob, comes back, 3 plates in his hands as he sets them down in front of you. These plates are... there's no other word to describe them. Massive. They're probably about 10 inches in diameter, and it is literally about yay high up off the plate of macaroni and cheese, calamari, and you can see the hint of orangey red through it to indicate the cayenne pepper that has clearly been used.
Oh my goodness. This is definitely more than like probably each plate is definitely more than 4,000 calories.
All right, so tell me, who here has an accelerated metabolism?
I tell ya, I don't skimp on my portions, and I will never skimp on my portions. He says that, and then he kind of turns and walks away as if he's said his absolute piece and nothing else ever needs to be said.
As soon as he walks away, I wish
Augury
you
tries
would.
to flag him back over before he leaves. She wants to give him a tip.
Huh?
As he sees that, he kind of shakes his head. No. Tip at the end. You haven't even paid yet.
She puts the bill away and smiles and turns to her food.
All right. I'm starving. Let's get in. Let's try it out.
I had the strong urge to ask for people to roll defend.
Taking a blow.
Taking a powerful blow.
If the food is that
No.
horrible, then I'm
No. It's pretty good. It is exactly what it says it is. It's calamari with mac and cheese. With the spice is not overbearing. There's a kick to it though.
Yeah. Cayenne pepper's not really that hot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a strange taste, but to be honest,
We lost the last bit of that.
I said none of this sounds that bad, if a bit unconventional.
It's good. Yes.
I mean, if it really isn't, then we might get conditions later to reflect it.
No, but
Coriolis, don't talk.
With your mouth full.
we have to finish this whole thing before we get around next storm. Don't we? We're only going like a couple hours.
Chew, please.
And swallow. See?
Sorry.
No, what were you saying?
Oh, it's not important. It's not important.
Okay. This actually... I'm eating it. It's going in my stomach. It's happening. This is one of the most... one of the pizzas ever.
You didn't even order pizza. You ordered the pasta ahead
Yeah,
of
we had
wait.
we had like we had
almost
squid mac
ordered
and
pizza.
cheese. Essentially.
Actually, that sounds good.
Yeah, I was thinking
Having some
I
protein
might be
in
able to
there.
put away enough that. Well, we'll decide on that later. Maybe we'll come back another time.
That being said, there is a TV in the corner of the room, and it seems to just be one of those TVs that it exists in this restaurant. People try to pretend it doesn't exist because it's always playing the news. Good
I
afternoon.
thought you were gonna say it was gonna play curling.
Good afternoon, Halcyon City. This is your afternoon report at 2 p.m. We'd like to report that there is a new breakthrough in the situation with these portals. And this newscaster is very clearly one of those melodramatic newscasters. You probably feel like he gets all the fluff pieces, and when he actually gets a serious bit of news, he kind of throws himself too much into it. So, everybody in Halcyon City here is familiar with these portals, right? Well, I have inside sources that tell me that there's a lot more to this than meets the eye. Now, I know, Halcyon City. How does an upstanding gentleman such as myself get such sources?
Does he look like a kind of a sleaze?
It's because my source is actually from inside one of the portals, or comes from the world beyond the portals.
Coriolis stops eating when he says that.
The camera pulls back, and on a couch next to him is this guy in... You know how some of the adult superheroes have really ridiculous looking outfits?
Yeah.
Yep.
This is even over the top for them. We're talking about the flared tights, so they're really big up around the thighs, and then they get really tight around the calves.
Oh no.
So the only place he'd fit in.
It's a Renaissance fair, probably.
In Renaissance, yeah.
Cirque du Soleil?
You telling me there are no sad clowns at
His face does not have clown makeup, though. He has a very stern face. Yes, I am, I guess, the proper... I don't want to say a person because I don't know what classifies as a person. You can tell they are speaking your language. However, no matter how hard you try, you can't place the accent. We have some of your people that you've sent in, your invasion force, as it were, in our finest prisons. Because you've decided to invade our land, we're gonna repay you in kind. My most trusted general is already seeing to the invasion plans. Declaration of war has to be made before such things are carried out, so this is my declaration of war. And with that, he stands up, walks towards the camera, and then the camera goes static. You can see another camera. It cuts to another camera as they're looking at the camera, which you literally see this person reach out one hand, touch the camera, and it crumbles to dust.
Yo. Bruh.
That was a way.
They're gonna say that we've been punked, right?
I don't think so.
Eventually, the camera turns back to the host, who looks... He looks like he just, won the lottery almost. And see, this is why you always have inside sources. But right now, a word from our sponsors. And then it cuts to some really cheesy commercial.
I turn to the others. Did we just watch what just happened?
I don't know, but I think we should probably pay our bill.
I pull out a
Augury
card.
fishes the $10 out of her pocket and deposits it on the table.
Bob eventually comes back around. What? You haven't eaten all your food? Come on, you're growing kids. You need to eat all the food that I give you. Trust me. You want to grow up big and strong like Bob, right?
Can we take it on for takeout?
Sure. Can we get this
We-
boxed?
Yeah.
To go?
We gotta go.
He pulls out like 4 boxes from behind his apron and lays them out on the table. So that's gonna be $20.
Oh. Do you
I got $20.
accept card?
Yes, I do. He takes it back and he starts he's doing that really hard swipe. Sorry, machine's not great, and he actually hits his machine and
I know some of them don't take tap, but anyway, this 10 is your tip, Mr. Bob.
That's a 50% tip.
We're
Well,
generous.
I'm not gonna say that you don't give good service. Anything else would be.
Come on back.
That didn't come out right.
And yeah, he hands Eclipse the card and the receipt. The card's a little scuffed. Sorry about that. My machine doesn't like cards.
Okay.
My dad's credit card. It's scuffed.
Oh, he's gonna be even more pissed off now. Okay. Thank you for the food. I'll it boxes. Do we take like one each?
There's 4, so consider.
Oh,
I can
well,
take
math
two.
isn't my strongest suit.
Augury is only taking the box of whatever it is that
Could you try that again? You
she might
shorted
have a
out.
big appetite. But
Alright.
Augury is only taking a box of whatever she ordered.
Okay.
I'll carry the excess
Okay.
because I can do gravity stuff and make it lighter.
So
I want to test if my sanctuary can store food in it without rotting, but if I'm wrong,
You got a refrigerator.
wait, I have a question. Do we have phones?
Yeah. What?
Yeah, we're teenagers.
What teenager does not have a working
why
cell
wouldn't
phone
we have phones?
with data?
Okay.
Of course, being a legacy, a long line of heroes, you might have a bit more of a fancier phone than the other two, but
She's got unlimited data.
This one doesn't have a wire connected
Your
to
phone's
it.
probably made of plated unobtainium.
I mean,
maybe.
I'm just gonna check like if everyone's like talking about a declaration of war against Halcyon.
There are a few. That news channel does not seem to be taken as a credible source, generally speaking. So it's not like plastered all over Halcyon's version of Google, as it were. But there are
No one takes Jackal News seriously.
pretty much. But from what you saw, it's obviously a little concerning.
Yeah, cause okay, I put it back. Probably fake, right? But we should keep an eye,
So,
in case it's real.
Uh,
Mhm. Your lips are
These
moving. Okay.
portals and their Aegis campsites set up outside. Thing that I'm wondering is, are these campsites, are they known? Like, is there like an active perimeter? You know it when you see it? That they're not being actively hidden. Instead, there's just people they're there. Everyone's being told to get out.
Yeah, they're not making themselves secret. They're there, they're telling people, move along, get out of here.
Okay, so in that case, it wouldn't be hard for us to find one.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, Augury wants to find one.
I agree with that, especially with the news that just came on. I mean, it might be fake news, but it's always good to check. If not, we can just finish our calamari mac and cheese.
I'll finish it later. I've lost my appetite.
As these portals are becoming increasingly common throughout the city, you're not more than probably 5 to 10 minutes away from any given one at any point. Some of them manifest up in the air, some of them manifest in the ground, others manifest in buildings, and those are generally the more problematic ones because structural integrity is a thing, and usually the buildings don't survive it. This particular one seems to be halfway manifested into the ground. So essentially it has created a massive crater where there used to be flat ground.
So, random guess. I'm assuming when it appeared, all of the surrounding matter got sucked into it, thus resulting in the crater.
Unknown. The reason it stated unknown is because there's no visual indication of that being correct. It appears, and then whatever it appeared in disappears, just vanishes. So it's not like what you would see in a black hole, per se, where it slowly strips away or something like that. It just appears, and anything that it was touching disappears. But
Interesting.
as you get closer to the perimeter, a very military style dressed person comes up, hand out. Can't be here.
It's okay. We're with Aegis.
We are?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We do work with them all the time.
You may do work
That's
with
not-
them, but you are not. Okay. He's like, let me humor you here. Where are your badges?
I left them in the camp. In another universe. Presumably. Kind of. I mean, I'm sure.
Huh.
Where's your badge?
Alright, look, this is important. We have information that might lead to understanding why these portals are here. We need to talk to whoever's in charge.
And you are.
Augury, a newbie hero. I'm trying to make a difference, and I think I know where these things are coming from.
Do tell. He leans back in that very standard, oh, I can't wait to hear what's next.
Augury is not going to say anything. Instead, she's going to open her hand and conjure a portal.
All right. So, I'm going to confer with Robyn and Essence here. Augury here has the Doom talking about it openly when referring to her powers. Now, admittedly, this is not talking.
Right.
However, I feel like this is talking adjacent enough for me to be like, should she mark the Doom track for this?
I'm not so sure if it's. I mean, she's displaying her powers, but not necessarily her doom. So unless like
Yeah.
it's visually showing like, oh, I made the power, but now my nose is
Like-
bleeding, or like I'm coughing now. Like, I
Or
don't
she's
think-
not.
All right.
Yeah.
What would be? Yeah.
I can accept that. All right. He kind of shrugs. And fancy magic trick? Like, I don't know what you're wanting me to see here.
Augury looks at her portal, then looks back at him. You can't tell? It feels the same.
Feels? He raises an eyebrow. Look, kids. We appreciate all the work you do for the city. We really do.
Thank you.
However, heroes much larger than you have gone in. Hell, what was his name? Really friendly guy. What was his name? It started with an I. Something.
Intrepid?
Yes, thank you.
Damn it!
Yes, he actually went into the portals 2 hours ago or so. 2-3 hours ago.
No.
Supposedly, he has abilities that might help him in this situation. I don't know. We told him that obviously if he doesn't come back within 5 hours, we're going to put him on the missing list, as we have with everybody else, because we assume they're not dead.
He's a friend of mine.
I mean, as stated, nobody's died, to the best of our knowledge.
You're gonna wait around until that actually happens?
There's a somewhat turn of his lips. I mean, all I have here is this rifle. What do you expect me to do?
I'm not saying that we charge in. We just have information. If you won't let us get through, then we'll find another way to help, with or without you.
And what is that information? I can't pass anything along until you give me that information.
It's like I just tried to show you, but apparently the feeling isn't the same as the look. The magic that I use is very similar to the portals that we've been seeing, to the robots that attacked the train that we were guarding today. It's connected. Somehow, in some way, the Mechanator got a hold of technology that harnesses the power of the other world that I...
He pauses, or he lets you continue to speak, raising an eyebrow at this information that you're thrusting upon him. What makes you think the Mechanator's behind this?
Well, it's
The robots that were attacking of his work. I've seen it before, many times.
Well, maybe you should pay him a visit and ask him what's going on. As for the information you've given me, I mean, a lot of what you said was already given to most of us in a classified report, which I'm a little concerned that you're speaking so freely about.
Well, we're speaking to you about it. You have security clearance, right? So it's not a concern.
Well, in the end, really about me. I need to make sure that nobody else is going to get hurt. Doesn't matter what they...
Okay.
Look, it's like I said. Either you let us help, or we find another way to help without you. And I'm sure you'd really rather us help with you knowing what exactly is going to happen and why, instead of just letting us do our own thing and maybe screw things up by accident. That's not a threat, that's just a We're done.
What were you gonna say, Eclipse?
While they're discussing, I'm gonna be looking past the guard and looking in where he came from.
It is your standard military-esque camp. Guards posted at certain areas, occasionally switching off and on, usually for breaks, lunch, whatever. Can't be 100% sure what they're switching off for, but it does seem to be very, very formal, as it were.
Okay.
Is there something specific you want to look for? Because if so, give me and assess the situation.
Okay. That would be...
Superior.
Okay.
Ask me one of those questions.
Okay. What here can I? What here is most vulnerable to me?
Who here is most vulnerable to you?
Oh, who here? Oops. No. What here can I use to get in? I guess is a door.
No. Nothing so. Tongue-in-cheek as that. It is a well-guarded facility, but even the most well-guarded facilities do have holes in their security. There's a few places where they're relying more on the natural layout of the city to prevent somebody from entering there, rather than actually expending the manpower, which you would assume is probably stretched thin. So, if you were able to approach it, say, from that side, it'd be relatively easy to get in. Of course, that would mean, like, jumping off of a building into the camp, you know. Something that is a little bit... not something a normal, common person would ever do, especially to infiltrate a military base or a military facility.
Okay.
Look, again, we really appreciate what you kids do for our city. You are the next generation, and we hope that you have bright futures ahead of you. However, we don't know what we're dealing with, which sadly is not uncommon these days. And a lot of what you've told me is stuff I already know. Now, if you want to go after this Mechanator, I suggest being careful because, well, he is Bronze Age, so, he's got a bit more experience than, the three of you, I'm sure. Probably the three of you combined, even. But if that's something you wish to do, I mean, I'm not gonna stop you. Aegis isn't gonna stop you.
And with that, Coryn
All right.
smiles. Okay.
Okay.
So
Well,
I guess the Mechanator then.
Yeah. Mechanator, definitely. Thank you for your time.
Well, he's the only lead we have now, but how are we going to take down a supervillain? Or just a villain, I guess.
Simple.
I'm so...
Beat him up. He
Well-
says that semi-sarcastic.
I mean... yeah.
Okay, we
I mean, the
should...
Mechanator's not stupid. He probably has defenses against that, like more of those robots.
Yeah. Okay, are we moving away from...
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I think I may know a way in.
They turned us away. As much as I want to go and have a look at that portal, I don't want to get us into more trouble.
I mean, isn't Intrepid like a close friend of yours?
Yes, he is. But throwing away what little chance that I have at trying to save him and risking the lives of everyone else who's in danger from these portals and the people that come out of them is that is not something I relish. You have to be careful about this.
Yeah, but maybe next time they'll reinforce and my opening, which I think could work. It could be gone. They might, make it more secure.
Okay.
It's the government. They won't do anything until an incident happens.
Let me
So, I'm sure it'll be fine.
So,
let me try something then.
we have two paths.
Where exactly?
Oh, I was just going to say, we have two paths before us. Search and find the mechanist, or infiltrate the military camp.
The Mechanator.
Mechanator.
You got me doing it now. How dare you, Essence? How dare you?
Well, I don't know how hard finding the Mechanator will be, though if those robots of his are anything to judge by, he probably isn't a hard guy to find.
So, when we come back next time, will we search for the Mechanator, or will you infiltrate a military encampment? We will see
Augury would...
on next week's Spaghetti Wednesdays, where we throw it against the wall and see what sticks.
See what sticks.